Now at 9, renovations are underway on the old Washington Elementary School in Pittsburgh. Plus, the Southeast Kansas Recycling Center celebrates America Recycles Day with a name change. And a teacher uses a skill he learned in the Air Force to save a student's life.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. Fort Scott schools and local government offices reopen after an escaped inmate causes a brief lockdown this morning. The Sheriff's Department says 54-year-old Melvin Ray Foley III escaped while on work release from the Bourbon County Jail around 10 this morning. Authorities say he entered a home where he tried to alter his appearance and took personal property. State and city law enforcement sent drones and K-9 units to help with Foley's capture. Foley had been in the Bourbon County Jail for charges including burglary and criminal damage to property, and now additional charges could be filed. Well, a project is underway to help 4 state parents in need of child care. The historic Washington School building in Pittsburgh began renovations this week. The project is led by Point Forward, an organization said to be dedicated to meeting the need of people in Crawford County. The building will be turned into an early childhood facility to help relieve a shortage in the community.
Child care is a major issue for Crawford County right now. We're only covering 51% of the needs. We have opening for over 1,100 spaces in child care. If you were to have a baby now and try to get it in for child care, you'd be on a 1.5-year waiting list.
Renovations are expected to be complete by 2025. We'll have more on this story later in the show. Boy, it was a beautiful day today. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at your forecast.
Well, it definitely turned out to be another great day for us today. We've had a pretty good stretch of nice weather about 3 or 4 days now. Of course, we were a little cooler late last week, but 71 for a high. Started at 44. 59 is our average high, and our record high on this date is 77, set back in 1950. We're a little dry so far in November. We haven't had much in the way of rainfall, so we need some rain, and we do have some rain in the forecast, which is good. Temperatures dropping through the lower 50s into the upper 40s. Not quite as chilly for us tonight. I think most of us will stay mid to upper 40s, but clear skies right now, but clouds will start to increase. Our next storm system is building out toward the west, so we'll start to get clouds increasing through the morning hours for us tomorrow. Temperatures to start at 47, back to 59 by 10 a.m. Of course, we're going to be talking about all the changes coming up here in just a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. Well, today is America Recycles Day, the perfect day to recycle the name of an old building. The Southeast Kansas Recycling Center dedicated its building to James Triplett, the nonprofit's former president. KOAM's Fernanda Silva was there to learn about his legacy and check out the SEKR open house.
It was in the 90s when James Triplett started getting involved with recycling in Pittsburgh. Now, 30 years later, the former PSU professor's legacy is recognized as Southeast Kansas Recycling Center dedicates its building to the former president.
I find it difficult to believe I'm being honored for something I've had so much fun with.
Triplett is one of the driving forces behind the SEK Recycling Center. Last year, SEKR processed more than 900 tons of material, and they hope to reach the same number in 2023.
When the materials get here, they are processed and baled. Every month, more than 4 trucks come to SEKR, and each of them take more than 30 of these bills.
You can see all these boxes here. These are boxes waiting to be compacted. What we'll do is we'll run it through the compactor and we'll wind up with a bale. So we run all of these different materials through the same baling operation. So we smash them hard, we put steel wire around them to hold them.
Do you guys sometimes get things that are valuable that maybe people are throwing away?
We have what we call a reuse shop. Yeah, we do a lot of things to raise money so that we can do what we're really trying to do, which is recycle.
The nonprofit says recycling is essential to save the environment and to make economy more efficient.
You know, I recycle and I compost, and I probably don't generate a kitchen trash bag every week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
By giving examples and teaching, Triplett says he saw an increase in the number of people recycling, but SCKR hopes to see more.
We could only waste material for so long before it catches up to us.
In Pittsburgh, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
You can learn more about what kind of materials you can take to SCK Recycling Center and open times for drop-off on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, speaking of recycling, the city of Joplin is selected to receive more than $1.7 million as part of America Recycles Day. The city plans to use these funds to support a 3-year campaign focused on further expanding recycling awareness and encouraging behavioral changes through educational programs. Well, middle school teachers' quick actions saved the life of a student. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more from Parsons, Kansas.
I'm scared, but I gotta help this kid. I just can't watch a kid choke.
Parsons middle schooler Ethan Brown was joking in class with friends while snacking on a piece of candy. Ethan says once the piece of candy went down the wrong pipe, it wasn't a laughing matter.
I've seen their faces turn from happy laughter to sad faces because I knew I started to choke.
I knew it was serious when he was doing the international I'm choking sign. I could tell by his face that he was in a lot of discomfort.
Ethan ran over to his teacher, Joe Kampmeyer, who called for help and performed the Heimlich maneuver. Within seconds, Ethan could breathe again.
I'm very grateful for him to assist me that fast, and he's my favorite teacher and always has been.
His parents showed me a lot of gratitude. They were messaging me back and forth. His grandparents, I believe, even reached out to my parents and expressed their gratitude to them.
Principal Gordon says he was proud of his staff's quick reaction and happy to inform Ethan's parents that he is safe.
To talk to him on the phone, and again, the mom, she was very clear that she was happy with the staff and their number one priority being her students' safety.
Although Kampmeyer was the one to perform the Heimlich maneuver, he thanks his fellow colleagues for keeping the situation under control.
There was more people involved that were checking on kids and doing this, that, and the other, and the school nurse and the secretaries.
Yeah, we've made him staff member of the month before also. He's outstanding. This is just a typical day for Mr. Kampmeyer.
Reporting in Parsons, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
School requires training in CPR and the Heimlich maneuver for many staff members, including coaches, cafeteria workers, and club supervisors. It's not required for all staff members, but Kampmeyer says he learned the Heimlich maneuver while he was in the Air Force. Coming up, the road to an HIV vaccine is one step closer. Plus, tips to help you unclog the pipes this winter. Researchers say they're getting closer to creating a vaccine for HIV. A team at the University of Cologne reports learning more about antibodies that neutralize HIV in patients and hope to eventually produce a vaccine that induces those antibodies. 1.2 million people are infected by HIV every year. More than 1 in 3 adults in the U.S. has prediabetes, and more than 80% of them don't know about it. Prediabetes is a health condition that puts people at risk for heart attack, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. But it is reversible by eating healthier, losing weight, and being active. The CDC is launching a campaign to encourage people to ask their doctor if they're at risk for prediabetes. What's the main ingredient in popular over-the-counter cold and allergy medications? But an advisory committee to the U.S. Food and Drug Administration recently said phenylephrine in the form of a pill may not actually do anything to ease nasal congestion. Mandy Gaither has more with an allergist on ways to help a stuffy nose this respiratory virus season.
If you're sneezing, have a stuffy or runny nose, you may have a cold or allergies, and antibiotics won't help.
Typically, it just takes time. So 10 to 14 days later, you should continue to see improvement. And by then, hopefully all of those symptoms go away.
While phenylephrine, an ingredient in many popular over-the-counter cold and allergy medications, has been deemed ineffective in easing nasal congestion in tablet form by FDA advisors, there are other ways to unclog a nose, says Dr. Sandra Hong with Cleveland Clinic.
Things like saline rinses can be very helpful. You may have heard of neti pots, and that's where you actually use either boiled water that's been cooled or distilled water. And it typically has salt and baking soda in it to flush out the sinuses and the nasal passages.
Hong says over-the-counter topical decongestants can also help temporarily, but says not to use them longer than 3 to 5 days because they can make nasal congestion worse. She says nasal steroid and antihistamine sprays can also help, and there are still oral decongestants.
Things like pseudoephedrine over the counter. The thing about these are that you do need to go and speak with your pharmacist to sign for those.
Hong says while those medications are safe, they can have an impact on things like blood pressure, so be aware. And she says if symptoms don't improve over time, reach out to your doctor. For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, if a stuffy nose is a result of allergies, Dr. Hong says an allergy shot and even immunotherapy can help. Asian longhorn ticks are spreading across the U.S. Researchers say the invasive species arrived in the Western Hemisphere in 2017, but they're now sounding the alarm after 3 cattle in Ohio died from tens of thousands of bites. According to analysis published in the Journal of Medical Entomology, scientists gathered nearly 10,000 ticks in just 90 minutes at the livestock pasture. In addition to Ohio, the invasive species has been spotted in 18 other states, including Arkansas and Missouri. It's still unclear whether they can pass diseases to humans, but they appear to be less attracted to human skin. Well, Doug is next with a complete look at the forecast. And later, travel experts say it's not too early to start planning your holiday trips. We've got tips to book easier.
Brighten your day. Join Pittsburgh.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a great day once again for us today. Temperatures fantastic across the region. Quite a bit of sunshine. Still looks good out there right now. Here's a nice shot. This is on top of the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, of course, downtown Joplin. We are looking off toward the north and to the east, but the roads are dry. We are dry. It looks fine as we go through the overnight tonight, but then we'll start to see some changes, especially next week, and we need the changes. Look at our month so far, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's been dry, and I mean mainly dry, and look at our temps. Almost every single day has been above normal. We're going to flip the script on both of those by the time we get into Thanksgiving week. All right, going outside, temperatures cooling down, most of us mid to upper 40s to lower 50s. Now, I think most of us will bottom out mid to upper 40s. Not quite as cool as what we have seen over the past couple nights, but the winds are going to start to pick up. They'll start to increase a little bit for us late tonight, and they'll really pick up tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have winds gusting 30 upwards to about 35 miles per hour at times. Now, we get a cold front early Friday morning. So behind the front, the winds are going to switch out of the north. Not quite as strong, but still breezy Friday morning. And then they'll start to calm a little bit as we go into Friday afternoon. So if we look at our wind forecast, where's my trash can? Knocked over. It should stay in your yard, but still knocked over. So you may want to put it in the garage. All right, into the morning hours, 51 and 11, 49 by 7. Overnight low, 47. Back to 59 by 10 a.m. But clear skies, not a whole bunch is going on here. Clouds starting to increase out to our west. We have 2 waves, one across Montana, one off the coast of California. So both of those storm systems will affect us as we go through the next few days. By morning, mid 40s. Watch the clouds increase through the morning hours. By afternoon, mostly cloudy skies. We're stopping at 3:30 in the afternoon. High temps anywhere from about 69 to 71. Tomorrow night, clouds stick around, and here comes our cold front for Friday morning. Now, ahead of the front, we could get a random shower, maybe a few sprinkles. That should be just about it. And the cooler air behind the front just drops us back to where we should be for this time of the year, highs into the 60s. All right, 64 by noon, 65 by 4. High temp tomorrow of about 69 degrees. Look at this. Let's go into late Sunday. Rain rolls in, a cold rain Sunday night. Monday, rain sticks around through Monday. Rain, maybe even a few flakes of snow by Tuesday. And that's really going to cool us down as we head into Thanksgiving. And we got to watch also a storm system right after Thanksgiving that could be a little interesting with a rain snow mix. All right, 69 on your Thursday, 63 on Friday, 64 on Saturday. Rain increases late Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Right now, Thanksgiving is dry, but right after on Black Friday could be a little bit tricky.
All right, thanks, Doug. Coming up, travel experts predict the highest in air travel for Thanksgiving since 2005. And saving a piece of Pittsburgh's past. Renovations get underway on the old Washington School.
Now supporting the 4 states' first responders.
The holiday travel season is kicking off early. TSA expects to screen some 30 million air passengers starting Friday, November 17th through Tuesday, November 28th. Americans, however, are not just flying to their destinations. They're also hitting the roads and rails. AAA projects 49.1 million people will get behind the wheel. 4.7 million will hop on a plane and 1.5 million will travel by cruise, bus, or train. More than 55 million people expect to travel 50 miles or more over the 5-day period this Thanksgiving. It's the third highest Thanksgiving forecast since AAA began tracking holiday travel in the year 2000. According to Hopper, the most popular domestic destinations are New York City, Orlando, and Los Angeles. Internationally, the most popular cities are London, Tokyo, and Paris. Might be hard to believe, but Thanksgiving and the rest of the holiday season is quickly approaching. For Americans planning on taking a trip to celebrate with friends or family, travel and hospitality experts say these are the things you should know when booking your flight, your rental car, or your hotel room. Fox News' Ted Linder shares a few holiday travel tips.
With Thanksgiving next week and Christmas right around the corner, travel and hospitality experts say it's not too early to start planning your trips for the holiday season.
Travel is going to be up this year. We have almost half of Americans planning to travel this holiday season.
AAA estimates more than 55 million people will travel 50 miles or more for Thanksgiving, more than a 2% increase from last year, which would make this the third highest Thanksgiving travel period since AAA began tracking.
We don't have travelers that are concerned with as many health and safety issues. People are traveling farther and longer this season, and that might be a reflection of their confidence in being able to travel without concern.
But with scores of people about to embark on their holiday journeys, Lauren Duffy of Clemson University says your best bet to make travel less hectic is to try and book your trips on off-peak days.
Thanksgiving, because it's a short window of a holiday, always that Wednesday before and Sunday after are your busiest travel days possible by car, by flight. Monday before and Friday after Thanksgiving might actually bring about really great cost savings. The same can be said for Christmas and other holidays this winter.
If your holiday travel will involve a road trip,
gas prices are steady, which is a great sign going into the season. And if you are planning to rent a car, prices are down about 17% from last year.
Finally, when it comes to securing a hotel room,
you need to book that as soon as you possibly can. Right now, prices are good and they look like they'll stay that way for this season.
Ted Linder, Fox News.
Well, have you been naughty or nice this year? It's time to let the big man know. The City of Joplin's annual Letters to Santa campaign kicks off today and runs through December 8th. Children are invited to write a letter to Santa and drop it in Santa's mailbox at the Joplin Parks and Recreation offices, Academy Sports, or at the Joplin History and Mineral Museum. An after-hours mailbox is also available at the department office. Letters must include the child's first and last name, a return mailing address, and a few details about the child. The letters will be delivered to the North Pole, and Santa will write back to each child who sends him a letter. Coming up, NEO hosts a block party to gear up for tonight's big game.
This has thin crust.
Ain't no party like a Northeastern Oklahoma A&M college party. NEO held a block party tonight ahead of its big game against Coffeyville, which we will have highlights on later tonight. The meal was free for anyone with an NEO ID card and $10 to the public. The first 200 students got a free t-shirt. All right. 30 more minutes of news, weather, and sports is coming your way. Coming up, no school November? Why some students might not set foot in the classroom at all this entire month.
Tonight at 10:30.
You're watching the 4 States Most Watched News.
This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. A historic school building in Pittsburgh begins renovations after almost 30 years of abandonment. As KOAM's Anthony Saviello explains, the old building will soon have a new purpose.
We fully understand that no one can go out and spend $6-8 million on a building to house 256 slots of childcare and pay the bills. So therefore we're trying to raise the money to renovate the Washington School to make it into a child care facility starting at the ages of infants all the way up through preschool.
Abandoned since 1995, the Washington School is still a significant historical building within Pittsburgh.
This building has just begun its demolition. However, despite all the hammers, nails, cracking, and breaking of boards, historical aspects of the building are still being preserved.
The cupola on the front up here, everyone that talks to us about the renovation, this first thing they ask, are you going to keep the cupola? Are you going to keep the name on the front of the building? Are you going to keep the flagpole out front? So yeah, we really want to restore it rather than change it.
Ron Skripsik heads up Point Forward, an organization he says that is dedicated to helping the needs of Crawford County, one of them being access to childcare. An issue he hopes the renovation of this building helps aid.
We have interest, and we're interviewing and talking to them on a regular basis, and we have no doubt that once the building's completed and licensed for childcare, we'll have an operator in there.
The project is mostly privately funded, but has been promised money by Crawford County, the city of Pittsburgh, and the state of Kansas.
We're really excited to see the renovation of a neighborhood. You know, the building's been vacant, and you can see the windows have been broke out by vandals and graffiti inside, and we want to restore something that there's been a school here since the 1870s and really help improve the neighborhood at the same time.
Reporting in Pittsburgh, Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Organizers hope the renovations will be complete by January 1st, 2025. Well, middle and high school students attended the first annual Unified Champion Schools Southeast Youth Summit today. The summit was open to students with and without disabilities to come as a pair to learn more about the leadership. And the goal of the summit was to cultivate community leaders of tomorrow today. Well, school's out in Portland, Oregon, but not for the summer. And the local teachers there are on strike for the third week. Fox Business correspondent Grady Trimble has the latest.
Striking teachers in Oregon want a 23% pay raise over the next 3 years and smaller class sizes. They're also asking for more time for planning and more special education teachers. This first ever strike in Portland Public Schools has kept about 45,000 students out of the classroom for the entire month of November so far. And with the Thanksgiving holiday coming up, depending on how negotiations go, it's possible kids won't set foot in school for the rest of the month either.
The potential impacts of this strike on student learning is really great, and we don't want to see those impacts increase anymore.
In Andover, Massachusetts, students are back in the classroom Wednesday after a 5-day teachers' strike. The union there was charged a $50,000 fine because it's illegal in Massachusetts for teachers to walk off the job. And not even the teachers' unions themselves are immune from being struck against. 48 field employees with the National Education Association voted this week to authorize a strike. Over at the other major teachers' union, American Federation of Teachers President Randy Weingarten posted on X an article with the headline, "What's Behind the Increase in Homeschooling?" Weingarten says it's because of gun violence, bullying, and a lack of services for special needs students. A lot of people replied on social media, though, pointing out it's also because of powerful teachers' unions pushing for school closures during the pandemic and pushing for progressive curriculums. In Washington, Grady Trimble, Fox Business.
Well, a bit later, scammers getting sophisticated. Phone scammers are shifting their tactics. We'll show you what to look out for.
One can get any phone free.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a great day once again for us today. Temperatures fantastic across the region. Quite a bit of sunshine. Still looks good out there right now. Here's a nice shot. This is on top of the Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex, of course, downtown Joplin. We are looking off toward the north and to the east, but the roads are dry. We are dry. It looks fine as we go through the overnight tonight, but then we'll start to see some changes, especially next week, and we need the changes. Look at our month so far, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. It's been dry, and I mean mainly dry, and look at our temps. Almost every single day has been above normal. We're going to flip the script on both of those by the time we get into Thanksgiving week. All right, going outside, temperatures cooling down, most of us mid to upper 40s to lower 50s. Now, I think most of us will bottom out mid to upper 40s, not quite as cool as what we have seen over the past couple nights, but the winds are going to start to pick up. They'll start to increase a little bit for us late tonight and then really pick up tomorrow morning. So tomorrow afternoon, we're going to have winds gusting 30 upwards to about 35 miles per hour at times. Now we get a cold front early Friday morning. So behind the front, the winds are going to switch out of the north. Not quite as strong, but still breezy Friday morning. And then they'll start to calm a little bit as we go into Friday afternoon. So if we look at our wind forecast, where's my trash can? Knocked over. It should stay in your yard, but still knocked over, so you may want to put it in the garage. All right, into the morning hours, 51 and 11, 49 by 7. Overnight low, 47. Back to 59 by 10 a.m. But clear skies, not a whole bunch is going on here. Clouds starting to increase out to our west. We have 2 waves, one across Montana, one off the coast of California. So both of those storm systems will affect us as we go through the next few days. By morning, mid 40s. Watch the clouds increase through the morning hours. By afternoon, mostly cloudy skies. We're stopping at 3:30 in the afternoon. High temps anywhere from about 69 to 71. Tomorrow night, clouds stick around, and here comes our cold front for Friday morning. Now, ahead of the front, we could get a random shower, maybe a few sprinkles. That should be just about it. And the cooler air behind the front just drops us back to where we should be for this time of the year, highs into the 60s. All right, 64 by noon, 65 by 4. High temp tomorrow of about 69 degrees. Look at this. Let's go into late Sunday. Rain rolls in. A cold rain Sunday night. Monday, rain sticks around through Monday. Rain, maybe even a few flakes of snow by Tuesday. And that's really going to cool us down as we head into Thanksgiving. And we got to watch also a storm system right after Thanksgiving that could be a little interesting with a rain-snow mix. All right, 69 on your Thursday, 63 on Friday. 64 on Saturday. Rain increases late Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Right now, Thanksgiving is dry, but right after on Black Friday could be a little bit tricky.
All right, thanks, Doug. Coming up in sports, a Colgan High School track star signs her commitment letter to Pitt State. Plus, NEO's men's basketball hosts Coffeyville. John Dales has highlights from that game and more up next.
It's a Wonderful Life, a live radio.
Lily Brown is a multi-sport athlete at Colgan High School. Now, this past June, she took home 3 state titles in track. That's the sport she'll be competing in at the collegiate level, and this afternoon, she signs her national letter of intent. The Panthers standout heading to Pitt State, staying here in the 4 states. Colgan track and field head coach Kathy Oplotnik summed things up pretty well, simply saying, Lily's a stud. She's grateful for all the support she's received at Colgan, and Brown is ready to join a new group of teammates at PSU.
They've been a major factor. They ultimately are what makes it fun to compete, and so I'm really grateful for them. Without them, it wouldn't be nearly as fun. Overall, their team and atmosphere was just like beyond compared to all the other ones. I just love the atmosphere of the team and how everyone was working hard.
The postseason is here for college volleyball. Pittsburgh State season is over. Missouri Southern qualifies for the 2023 MIAA tournament. Now today, the MIAA releases its 2023 all-conference teams. 3 Missouri Southern players find themselves on that list. Fernanda Canedo, Amelia Niels are selected to the second team all-conference. Meanwhile, Kyla Randall named an honorable mention. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh State Volleyball has 2 members of its team receiving all-conference honors. Senior outside hitter Janae Thurston gets selected to the second team and is now a 3-time All-MIAA performer. Sophomore libero Josie McCroskey receives all MIAA honorable mention. And here's the full bracket for the 2023 MIAA volleyball tournament. Like I mentioned, no Pittsburgh State, only the top 8 teams in the conference qualify. Missouri Southern is the 7th seed playing 2 seed Central Oklahoma in the first round. That match at noon tomorrow. The Lions lost to the Broncos 3-1 and 3-0 in their 2 meetings during the regular season. College basketball season continuing to pick up steam here in the 4 states. Tonight, 2 of our local junior colleges see each other at the men's and women's level. Starting first with the women's side. Good game here. The Red Ravens fall behind early, down 20 points at halftime. Coffeyville battles its way back in the second half, but ultimately comes up short, and NEO wins at home for the second victory of the season. 69-66 the final score. Meanwhile, NEO men's hoops hosting Coffeyville. These 2 met a week ago. Golden Horsemen won by 5 in overtime. 6 minutes into the first half, Tobias Rowland hits a 3-pointer from the wing, gives NEO an early 8-3 lead. We'd hear more from him later. A couple minutes later, Ranyo Obu drains another 3-pointer. That pushes the lead up to 8 for the home squad. Coffeyville on the fast break here, trying to get back in it. 7-footer Charles Caparasso dunks it down, cuts the lead to 6. NEO answers right back though. Obu with a no-look pass to Masai Graham. 2-handed flush makes it 20-5. Golden Norseman, here's the highlight of the night. Johnny Summers with the steal, going for the dunk, but Tobias Rowland gets the chase down block. What a play. And NEO goes on to win it at home, 77-59, the final score. That's all for sports. We're back with more news after this.
And veteran homelessness.
This is your news update. I'm Tanya Bach. A middle school teacher's quick action saved the life of a student. KOAM's Amber Jenkins has more from Parsons, Kansas.
I'm scared, but I gotta help this kid. I just can't watch a kid choke.
Parsons middle schooler Ethan Brown was joking in class with friends while snacking on a piece of candy. Ethan says once the piece of candy went down the wrong pipe, it wasn't a laughing matter.
I've seen their faces turn from happy laughter to sad faces, because I knew I started to choke.
I knew it was serious when he was doing the international I'm choking sign. I could tell by his face that he was in a lot of discomfort.
Ethan ran over to his teacher, Joe Kampmeyer, who called for help and performed the Heimlich maneuver. Within seconds, Ethan could breathe again.
I'm very grateful for him to assist me that fast, and he's my favorite teacher and always has been.
His parents showed me a lot of gratitude. They were messaging me back and forth. His grandparents, I believe, even reached out to my parents and expressed their gratitude to them.
Principal Gordon says he was proud of his staff's quick reaction and happy to inform Ethan's parents that he is safe.
To talk to him on the phone, and again, the mom, she was very clear that she was happy with the staff and their number 1 priority being her students' safety.
Although Kampmeyer was the one to perform the Heimlich maneuver, he thanks his fellow colleagues for keeping the situation under control.
There was more people involved that were checking on kids and doing this, that, and the other, and the school nurse and the secretaries.
Yeah, we've made him staff member of the month before also. He's outstanding. This is just a typical day for Mr. Kampmeyer.
Reporting in Parsons, Amber Jenkins, KOAM News.
Yep. Now we're right back in the pack, so.
Phone scammers are shifting their tactics to target victims, and it's gotten tougher to identify some of their scams. Fox News reporter Kennedy Hayes joins us from Forest, Illinois, with some warning signs.
It used to be that these scam messages were super obvious to spot, but now it looks like scammers are taking advantage of artificial intelligence to make their messages appear more innocent.
I got like a text like this that was long from USPS telling me my package hadn't arrived, but I didn't remember ordering a package, so I was confused when I got.
Kayla Smith says she gets these confusing alerts at least once a week, messages asking her to click a link.
Typically, I'll get like an email rather than a text message, so I went to my email to see if there was anything there, and there wasn't.
Smith says she realized the message was a robo-text scam. According to spam blocking app RoboKiller, alerts like these have been giving more people headaches recently. Robo-texts and robocalls were up a combined 6% in October. Out of all the text scams out there, one category stands out among the rest: delivery scams.
So around the holidays, you'll see a lot more, shipping scams, scams around, e-retailing. And
cybersecurity experts say scammers are getting savvier.
Part of that is really we're seeing AI scams as well. So using, the new software to create really better written text.
These are the states scammers targeted the most last month. California topped the list with 1.3 billion robotexts. According to RoboKiller, scammers pick regions most likely to fall for their robotexts, which tend to be states with a higher percentage of elderly, bigger urban populations, and swing states because most texters there are already overwhelmed with political messages during election cycles. Experts say if anything feels off, pause. Don't click the link, delete the text, and block the sender. Log into your account directly and always trust your instinct.
The IRS, the Social Security Administration, they don't communicate by text. It's just not what they do, right? They're not texting you about things. And so if you get a text like that, it's most likely a scam.
The United States Postal Inspection Service oversees package deliveries and says they are aware of these scams and ask their customers to never click on a link they did not request. In Lake Forest, Illinois, Kennedy Hayes, Fox News.
Your health could play a role in whether you fall victim to a scam. A poll by the University of Michigan shows people ages 50 to 80 and whose health and memory are reported to be fair or poor are more likely to say they've been a victim of fraud. The report also finds older adults who live alone and have lower incomes are also more likely to be scammed. Well, Christmas in Gotham, Steve Carell's debut, and tributes for a friend after the break in the Hollywood Nation. Matthew Perry's co-stars and longtime friends are sharing tributes to the late star. Fox's Ashley Dvorkin has this and more in today's Hollywood Nation.
Courtney Cox shared a tribute to Matthew Perry along with one of her favorite outtakes of them as Monica and Chandler on Friends. She wrote she's grateful for every moment she had with him and misses him every day. Matt LeBlanc, who played Joey on the series, also posted a tribute to Perry and said it is with a heavy heart he says goodbye. He added the times they had together are among the favorite times of his life. Matthew Perry passed away October 28th at the age of 54. Andre Benjamin, aka Andre 3000, is releasing a debut solo album 17 years after Outkast's last album. New Blue Sun is an instrumental collection centered around woodwinds. It's out this Friday. Steve Carell is making his Broadway debut. The Lincoln Center Theater announced the Screen Actor will take the stage as the title character in a revival of Chekhov's Uncle Vanya. The show opens April 24th, 2024. Today's first looks feature a couple of festive films for the kids. Disney Plus released the trailer for Diary of a Wimpy Kid Christmas Cabin Fever. There's also a trailer for Prime Video's Merry Little Batman, with famous voices including Luke Wilson.
All right, which one of you gave a little kid explosives?
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks for joining us. We'll leave you with video of a musk-ox calf playing at a zoo in Tacoma, Washington. Cuteness overload here. Have a great night and an even better tomorrow.